I fail at everything I do. And throughout my entire life, that's always been the case. I've always been a failure. So today I just wanted to go over some of the things that throughout my life, some of the failures I've had, some of the various things that I've failed at, and just talk a little bit about how I don't know what it is, if I'm cursed or something, but and I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's someone out there that can relate, but it's just like I try. I really tried, or I have tried earlier in my life. By now, I mean, I don't honestly don't really try anymore because it's obviously just over for me at this point. But growing up, I tried a lot. I tried to do different things. I tried to play sports. I tried to play guitar. I tried to get in good shape. And I tried to be more social. Like I actually put in the effort. I put in the work. And I consistently failed at everything I tried to do. And it's so frustrating when just the advice that normies try to give to a guy like me, when people would give me the advice of oh, you just got to put yourself out there, man. You just got to put yourself out there, you just got to make opportunities happen. And it's just like I did try. Man, I tried. I put in the effort. I put in the effort to overcome my high inhibition. I put in the effort to overcome my social anxiety. I put in the effort to try and get in shape. I put in the effort to try to make friends by participating in social group activities. I put in the work and I failed. I failed at everything I ever tried to do. So let's reminisce a little bit. All right, let's reminisce. When I was a kid, I played sports year round. I played sports year round as a kid. I played, let's see, so I played baseball, I played basketball, I played soccer, I played football. I played all these sports. So I was playing sports in every season, all the way up until I played baseball all the way up through 8th grade. And what did I get for it? I rode the bench. Every sport, I rode the bench. I played I got to play, because in youth sports, it's like a rule. The coaches have to put every single player in every game for at least like a little bit. So, when I played baseball, I would get to play 2 or 3 innings or something like that, right? When I played basketball, I might get to go in for like maybe a quarter, maybe a quarter, or maybe not even a whole quarter, but at least for a couple minutes. And I tried to get better. I gave it my all at practice. Every practice I tried, but there was nothing I could do. I mean, I'm not athletic. And part of the reason that I played sports as a kid was it wasn't even necessarily out of interest in the sports. I mean, yeah, like any kid, I had the delusional belief that like, oh, I'm gonna make it to the pros, I'm gonna be good. But it's like, it didn't take me long to figure that out, to figure out that I had no no chance of ever like actually being good at a sport. But I did at least have the thought that, maybe this is how I can make friends. Maybe I'll actually be able to make friends. No, no, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Didn't even almost happen when you're as bad at sports as because the thing is, like I said, coaches would be forced to put me in a game. They didn't want to. They would be forced to put me in the game every now and then. And sometimes I would manage to just God, like whatever sport it was, when I was put in the game, I would always be hoping like, God, I hope the ball doesn't come to me. I hope the ball doesn't come to me because if it did, I would somehow find a way to ruin it. Like, like for example, I remember one time my baseball team, even though I was on the team, we had a pretty good team and we actually made it to the final game of the city tournament. So we made it to the city tournament and then we made it all the way to the final game. Well, the final game, it came down to my team, we were down. It was the bottom of the ninth inning. My team was down by 1 run. Okay, we were down by 1 run. We had a man on third base. No lie, no lie. I'm not making this up. We were down 1 run. We had a man on third base, and I came up to bat. We had 2 outs. And what do you think happened? What do you think happened? All I had to do, if I had, all I had to do was get on base. All I had to do was get on base, and we would have won the game. Well, I guess, if I had walked, then we wouldn't necessarily have won, but we would have, the top of our order would have come up and we would have had a good chance. All I had to do was get on base. And this was for the city tournament. What do you think happened? I struck out. I struck out swinging at wild pitches. I'm talking wild pitches. I'm talking about I struck out swinging at a pitch that the catcher didn't even catch. The catcher was unable to catch it. And I struck out. I struck out swinging at a pitch that the catcher wasn't even able to catch. And we lost the city tournament. I mean, how do you think the other kids on my team, what do you think they thought about me? How do you think they felt about me, the shy, quiet kid that they're already not like friends with, the kid that's already, misses the ball every time it's hit to him? What do you think how they felt about me after I struck out to a wild pitch with a man on third base, bottom of the ninth inning in the city tournament? What do you think they thought about me? Well, I can tell you, they weren't nice about it. Man, that memory still haunts me. That memory truly haunts me. But I mean, that's how it was my whole life playing sports as a kid. I was so bad at sports that I had the cope that, I'm gonna participate in sports, and even if I'm not good at it, the other kids will respect me, because that's what people say. They're like, just play sports. The other kids on the team will at least respect you for putting in the effort. If you like really go out there, hustle, give it 100%. Everyone will respect you, and it'll be easy to make friends. It's a sports team. It's like a brotherhood, and it's just, no. I mean, there's some truth to like a sports team is like a brotherhood, but it was like they were in the brotherhood and I wasn't. Even though I was on the team, it's like they saw me as being like on the opponent's team, or I was an adversary within the team somehow. Because putting me in the game just made them more likely to lose. So it was like I was working against them. So I was the enemy. So I wasn't on the team. I wasn't part of the brotherhood. Okay, so that's one thing. Sports. That's one thing I utterly failed at. Okay? What else have I failed? Let's talk about all my failures. What else we got? I failed at guitar. So around around age 14, 15, something like that, I started thinking, you know what? I grew my hair long. I started listening to some cool rock music, some cool like indie rock music, and I thought, hey, I'll play guitar. I'll be a cool indie rocker kind of kid. I'll be a cool indie rocker kind of kid. Then I'll be popular because I'll be good at guitar. When I have a talent and I'm good at guitar, I'll make friends. It'll be easy to make friends. The girls will be all over me. Girls love guys that can play guitar. All of that might be true. I don't know, because, man, I took guitar lessons and I don't know what it was. So one problem I've always had that contributes a lot to all my failures throughout life is, man, I'm just not able to like focus on something and just sit down for the most part with most things. I'm just not able to sit down, focus, and like actually do it. So with this, I practice guitar every now and then, but I guess not enough. I mean, I don't know. I remember practicing for like a couple hours every day, an hour or two every day, maybe most days of the week, not necessarily every single day. And then I would have lessons 1 or 2 days a week where I would, go to a place and there was like a guitar teacher, and he would help me. And man, I just remember every time when it came time to go to the lessons, I would always be so nervous, just afraid to demonstrate what I've learned, because I was always kind of given some homework, a song I'm supposed to learn or whatever. And I did practice a little bit, but I guess not enough, because I was never able to do it, right? So I would just go in there and just fail miraculously, fail spectacularly, and just embarrass myself in front of the teacher. And he would try to be nice, but eventually he was just like, I mean, he eventually, after, I don't know, like a year or something, he basically kicked me out of taking lessons. He was pretty much like, look, you haven't progressed. You must not be practicing. You just haven't progressed. if you're not going to take this seriously, then this isn't going to work out. He pretty much said all that to me, and then when my mom came to pick me up, he talked to my mom about it, about how I'm not focused enough or something. I don't know. Then him and my mom together, God, this is so fucking cringe. Him and my mom both asked me together, like right there in the lobby of the guitar place. They asked me if I wanted to continue, and I was like, I guess not. Even though I kind of still wanted to be good at guitar, but I did at that point, by that time, accept that it was over, that I was not going to be able to do it. And I don't know what it is, because I did practice an hour or two a day, like I said, and I guess that's not enough to actually, be good enough at guitar to not get kicked out of your guitar lessons. And I feel like that's got to be a pretty low bar, right? Because as a kid, like, we were paying to take the lessons. So I don't know what was up with this this guitar teacher, but to be like, for him to basically just tell me, I'm not going to teach you anymore, or that's what it felt like. It was just, I don't know, man. It's so brutal. It's brutal. That's what it is. Okay, so I failed at sports. I failed at guitar. What else did I fail at? Lots of things, but what else? Let's see. Failed in my career. I actually have a degree. I'm not going to say what it's in. I have a STEM degree, okay? I have a good degree. I have a degree that most people, when people list off useless degrees and stuff, my degree is not on that list. I have a degree that is considered a good degree that you should easily be able to get a job in. And I had a job. I did. It was a lot of work, but I did eventually manage to somehow get a job. I mean, I think the job market was doing good at the time. I can't even remember what year, but the job market was doing pretty good, and I managed to get a job, decently high paying job. Wasn't making six figures, but I was making a good living. I think I was making about 60K, something like that. And man, I should have been able to just kind of coast in that career, because the job itself, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard. Yet I worked at that job for, I think, 3 or 4 years. Every time we had like yearly review, right? Performance reviews. At every single performance review, I got a horrible score. Like, my supervisors would just tell me, like, straight to my face at the review, like, look, the biggest criticism I always got is like, look, man, you gotta speak up more. You've got to say something during meetings. It's like you're not even there. And I totally understand. It was like that. And it sucks, because when it came to the technical aspects of the job, because this was a technical job, I was at least, I think, probably not good. I wouldn't even say I was good at the technical aspects of the job, but I wasn't horrible at it. But the problem I had, I probably was good enough at the technical aspects of the job to keep the job, to like not get laid off. But my feedback and all my performance reviews was always that, man, I even had a supervisor tell me, like, during a performance review, he said, look, man, you've got to at least try bullshitting. He said, try bullshitting with some people. Try just talking to anybody. Try making some conversation. And when you're getting told in a performance review to just make conversation with coworkers in general, like not even related to the job at all, so brutal. It's so fucking brutal. I mean, at that point, you know it's over at that point. And yeah, I would get horrible performance reviews, usually related to my abilities to communicate, or my lack of ability to communicate. And I mean, I agree with the assessment. I would have given myself poor ratings in the performance reviews. I didn't get fired from the job. I actually did not get laid off. But here's probably the biggest, what makes this such a big failure, what makes my career aspirations such an enormous, astronomical failure. I quit my job. I quit my job because I thought in my head, and this is how, when your life is just so in the gutter like mine is, You cope in ways that you would have never, that most people could never consider. And one of my delusions, my delusional cope was that I'm going to make it on YouTube. I'm going to be a big YouTuber. So I actually quit my job to start a YouTube channel and start making YouTube videos. And I thought I was going to make it. I had, taught myself some video editing skills, some audio editing skills. I thought, I'm going to make it on YouTube. I'm going to make this my career. What do you think happened? Yep, I failed. I failed at YouTube. That's just another failure. And I guess I'm kind of trying YouTube again now, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think this channel is going to go anywhere, or I don't think these videos I'm putting out lately, I mean, it's just basically me ranting into the void. I know there are some channels like that do well, but knowing how my life goes, it's not going to be like that for me. So there are some failures. I failed at sports, failed at guitar, I failed in my career, I failed at my second try at a different career, YouTube, content creation. What else have I failed at? Well, one thing I would say, one thing that I actually didn't exactly fail at, but kind of failed at, I would say getting in shape, like getting jacked. I thought, I'm going to get jacked. It's another one of my delusions, another one of my copes. I thought, I'm going to start lifting weights. I'm going to get absolutely jacked. I'm going to get shredded. I'm going to get ripped. And then let's see a girl reject me. Or it's not even that, because I mean, to be rejected by a girl, first you've got to, have the courage to even approach them or speak to them. But I thought, my cope was, I thought, I'm going to get absolutely jacked. And then I'm going to have the confidence to talk to girls. I'm going to get absolutely fucking shredded. And then I'm going to have the confidence to put myself out there and make a change in my life. What do you think happened? Well, believe it or not, I mean, I actually got in pretty decent shape. Did it help? No. And I got in good enough shape. I actually had a bit of a six-pack going on, right? I was kind of shredded. And I tried, I tried all the dating apps, okay? I tried all of the dating apps. I tried Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. I tried those three. I don't know if there's any more. I tried those three. I used pictures, I thought pretty good pictures. I used pictures that showed off how shredded I was. And what do you think happened? What was my result? How many matches would you guess I got? Zero. Zero matches. Actually, I think on, and I don't remember which app it was, I did get 1 or 2 matches on one of the apps. And, well, for one, the girls I matched with were absolute ogres. Absolute ogres. I'm talking about I didn't even match with Fiona as an ogre. I matched with Shrek. Okay? I'm talking about I matched with Shrek. And you know what? I'm that desperate. I am that desperate that I messaged Shrek on the dating app. What do you think she said in response? How do you think that conversation went? It didn't go at all. That's what happened. It didn't go at all. I got rejected by the female equivalent of Shrek. And this is me having photos when I'm actually pretty damn jacked, pretty damn ripped. Chalk that up. That's another failure. Chalk that up as another failure in my absolutely screwed up life. I don't even know what to do anymore, man. Like I said, I'm thinking of joining a boxing gym, doing some group classes. Maybe it probably is just another cope, another hopeless delusion of mine, but I guess I might as well do that. Otherwise, I just lay down and rot here in my room, which, whatever. That's probably what I'll do. I'm probably not even going to. Because sometimes I feel like, yeah, I'll call the boxing gym, or I'll show up and I'll sign up or whatever. But then I start thinking about it more, and it's like, man, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not even going to be able to do that. high inhibition is truly a bitch, man. It is truly just when you've got social anxiety like this, which, why do I have such low confidence in social anxiety? Probably because, as I've just gone over, as we just talked about, I fail at everything I do. That's probably why. That's probably why I'm like this. I don't know, man. I think that's about it. I'm a failure. I fail at everything I do. I'll always be a failure.